Let's take you now to the United States because the director of the Secret Service has resigned amid mounting pressure over her agency's failure to protect former President Donald Trump from an assassination attempt. Michael is outside the White House again for us this morning. Michael, g'day. First of all, on the Secret Service director, you predicted this move yesterday. It's not really that much of a surprise, is it?
Yes, well, James, thank you. I'm glad Kimberley Cheetle heard my advice and resigned today. No, but it was the widespread expectation. I don't have that much power. Widespread expectation that in the wake of what was an excoriation, and that is the best way of describing it, her appearance before the House Oversight Committee yesterday investigating these massive security blunders that led to the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, she had no option but to resign. She was called on to resign, in fact, after the hearings by Republicans, Democrats. There was a unity ticket in Congress that Kimberley Cheetle had to go, and duly this morning she put out a statement saying that as the boss of the Secret Service, ultimate responsibility rests with her. The Secret Service failed in its mission, she said, to protect, in this case, Donald Trump, and it was with heavy heart that she was resigning her post as the director of the Secret Service. President Joe Biden thanked Kimberley Cheetle for her service. Republican Mike Johnson, he's the Speaker of the House of Representatives, simply tweeted good when the news came through that Kimberley Cheetle had resigned, and he had this further to say to explain why he was happy that she was no longer leading the Secret Service.
Look, our reaction, the immediate reaction to her resignation is that it is overdue. She should have done this at least a week ago. I'm happy to see that. I'm happy to see that she has heeded the call of both Republicans and Democrats. Now we have to pick up the pieces. We have to rebuild the American people's faith and trust in the Secret Service as an agency.
Mike Johnson, Republican House Speaker, they're picking up the pieces involved setting up a bipartisan panel to investigate further the security failures that led to the attempted assassination. We also have Jamie Raskin, a senior Democrat on that committee that was investigating Kimberley Cheetle yesterday. He's happy that she's gone, but he also wants Congress to go one step further to prevent attempted assassinations happening in the first place, and that is to push for a ban on all assault-type weapons in America. I wish him the best of British on that front, because it is much easier said than done in this country.
It certainly is. Michael, the Democrats, meanwhile, are charging ahead. What's the latest in the campaign there? Kamala
Harris is the presumptive Democratic nominee. She has got the delegates needed to be crowned the Democratic nominee at the Chicago convention for the Democratic Party next week. And we could have a situation, Lisa, by middle of next week, through a virtual roll call, she will be formally named the Democratic Party's nominee, and even next week picking her vice presidential pick, her running mate choice. Kamala Harris attended her first Democratic Party campaign rally in Milwaukee, Wisconsin in the last couple of hours. It all seemed to go pretty well. The party is getting still a massive bounce, renewed momentum as a result of the switching of the horses from Joe Biden to her for the November election. And further support came from the Democrat Senate leader Chuck Schumer on Capitol Hill today. Here's what he had to say.
Democrats are moving forward stronger and more united than ever before. In just the last 36 hours, I have seen a surge of enthusiasm from every corner of our party uniting behind Vice President Harris. An enthusiasm felt in every corner of the country, and it's contagious among Democrats.
Democrat Senate Leader Chuck Schumer there. We also, Lisa and James, had the first glimpse of Joe Biden in 5 days. He is now out of COVID isolation. He has tested negative to COVID, left his Delaware beach house, flew on Air Force One back to the White House. He looked okay. He gave the thumbs up to reporters saying he was okay. He is now in the building behind me preparing for an address to the nation to further explain his decision to sensationally pull out of the presidential race. That address will happen roughly 10 o'clock tomorrow morning, Australian time.
All right, Michael, thank you. Don't undersell yourself over there. Throw your weight around. Tell them what's what. Tell them how to run an election.
I'm just going to go and see Joe now.
Yeah,
I'll go and offer some advice for Joe.
OK, we'll catch up with you then in the next hour, see how that goes.